Let's speak about Chargepoint, baby. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're going to be speaking about my favorite play in regards to any EV charging company, because I came across this article recently. Chargepoint stock, bull versus bear. Now, there's quite a lot of information I want to speak about from this alone. You'll see I have an awful lot of bits and pieces highlighted, but there's a little bit more I want to speak about as well, okay? A lot of it comes down to how far ahead they are of the competition, but also all of the risks that we need to be aware of, and why in my mind this really does have to be either a very long-term investment or you are going to have to be willing to play this one short. Me personally, I am long on this company. We're going to be speaking about the fact that their earnings are coming up very soon, okay? This article here is written by someone saying buy this EV charger stock ahead of the earnings. They were upgraded to a buy recently in regards to better risk and reward. This has been done by quite a few people as of late. I want to speak about some crazy important numbers, okay, when it comes to the electric vehicle industry, because I think a lot of people really do forget how early we are in this shift into the world of electric vehicles, in regards to how big they're going to be, in regards to the fact that they're going to take over ICE vehicles pretty much inevitably at this point, and how the numbers that have been laid out before are absolutely monumental. They show so much growth for the EV industry, and they have been coming true. Aside from that, I want to show you some names from some big investment firms that people are going to know what they have been doing with Chargepoint. I want to take a look at the chart. We spoke about them back here. I bought a little bit more. We went up about 20-25%. We've seen another pullback. Markets are terrible right now. I don't want to even get into the whole doom and gloom situation. There's a million videos on YouTube about that. I just want to speak about this company. I've also taken a few screenshots from their investor presentation that I'm going to share with you guys as well. 7 in particular, just to give you guys a bit of an update, a bit of a reminder on who Chargepoint really is, because I think a lot of people stop following them very closely, and they have done quite a bit over the last year or so, since maybe a lot of people have stopped following them. So just before we do get into that, my friends, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, drop me a comment down below, and subscribe if you're new around here. I'm going to make a conscious effort to cover these guys a little bit more regularly on the channel, since I do think they are finally at relatively attractive price ranges, especially in comparison to where they were over the last year or so. I mean, on this channel, I bought all my shares day one, so we're still doing quite nice here, but I know a lot of people are going to be feeling pain, feeling resentment towards this company if they bought up at the very tops. But finally, we're at a place where, you know, maybe the risk reward makes a little bit more sense. Also, really quick, guys, if you would like up to 5 free stocks worth up to $3,500 each, it is literal free money, and you get to sign up to an absolutely fantastic broker. Hit the link in the pinned comment down below or in the description. Sign up to Moomoo, deposit $100. It is easy money, baby. You have nothing to lose. You just get some free money. So really quickly, okay, let's just remind ourselves of a little bit more about who Chargepoint actually are. So this is all taken from their investor presentation. I just took some screenshots to make it easier to go through really quickly, okay? But some of the highlights, okay? They're in a growing addressable market. There is a strong electrification trend. Now, I don't want to just take their word for it. So what I did was I've gone over here to IEA and I've highlighted and made some points that I think are extremely important for us to understand. So electric car sales reached a record 3 million, okay, in 2022, up 40% from 2019. Now, what happened then was there was about 6.5 million sold 2021, up over 100% from 2020. I think you can see the trend. There is absolutely huge growth here, okay? After a decade of rapid growth, there are now over 10 million electric cars on the road, representing about 1% of the global car stock. So 10 million electric vehicles is still only about 1% of the amount of cars that are out there on the road today. And if we look at 2020, there was 3 million sold. 2021, 6.5 million. It's only really the last couple of years things have really shot up. And one thing that I just want you guys to associate with this 10 million number, okay, look at Tesla sales for 2021 alone at nearly 1 million. I think it's 936,000 off the top of my head. But you see just how quickly things are escalating right now. You see the period of time we as investors are in right now. This is why a lot of people are still extremely bullish on electric vehicles. They were overhyped last year. I was part of that problem. I got too into the hype because there was so much really quick money to be made. But when we start looking at it as actual investors, the real money is going to be made in 5-10 years down the line if we keep getting growth at this rate. There's no other option realistically, is there, okay? Now, one other thing that's laid out here in front of us is this: electric car sales share in the net zero scenario, 2000 to 2030. So you can see 2020 we were at 4.3%. By 2025, looking at 25%. By 2030, looking at 60.9%. What happened 2021? Okay, well, I obviously went and had a look. Global sales of electric cars hit 6.6 million in 2021, making up 8.6% of all new car sales, according to the International Energy Agency. Right in line with the goal they had already previously set out for 2021. So as of right now, we can assume these predictions to be relatively accurate, even if it is a little bit more on the bullish side in my opinion. But it goes without saying, there is some immense growth expected here, and this isn't just from some random analyst either. So yes, there is a huge growing addressable market, okay? Industry leadership. They have the leading EV charging network, market leaders in North America in commercial level 2 AC chargers. And again, this is factual information. Chargepoint leads all other EV charging companies in total revenue. Chargepoint isn't the only company going after the EV charge market, and even Tesla opened a supercharging network to EVs last year. There are some tough competitors, but Chargepoint leads the market by a long shot, okay? Just compare it to EVgo, Volta, Blink Charge, and I mean, yes, come on, they are well ahead, my friends. They're expected to reach $378 million in revenue by 2023, which means their stock is currently valued at a future price to sales ratio of 12. Obviously, still very large. And again, there are a lot of risks with this company as well. I want to stress that fact, my friends. Just because they're ahead right now, that doesn't mean top line they are the biggest charging company in the world in 10 years. Could they be? Most certainly, yes. If not second place to Tesla, yes. But they have a lot to do to get to that position. So they have a winning business model. They're vertically integrated, software-enabled network solution. Strong competitive advantages, okay? Meaningful scale advantages, already far ahead of the competition. A complete portfolio and differentiated technology. Capital-light growth, so there's minimal CapEx needed to scale the business, which, I mean, for a company like Chargepoint, especially given the current climate, especially given rates, supply shortages, etc., you like to see low CapEx here. And they have a leading capital position and performance. So Chargepoint's growth is directly proportional to EV penetration. I just showed you some stats there from the IEA. I think at this stage, the large majority of people are of the opinion that, you know, EV is taking over. We have trends specifically over the last 3 years showing just how quickly this market is growing, especially with the cost now of new car and used car markets going up so quickly, especially for ICE vehicles. It's going to get to a stage where financially it makes sense for the everyday person to go after these EV vehicles. Not yet, of course, but it is again trending in that direction, which of course is going to be good for EV investors. Winning North America and expanding in Europe. Over 163,000 activated ports. Again, that number is going to be up by now. This is from, I believe, early January. I could be a little bit off there. 11,000 plus activated DC ports. 290,000 plus ports accessible via roaming integrations. I mean, I love the fact that they're in Europe already. You even see a little tiny bit in Ireland here. But it's going to be a huge industry for it. And Europe are, you know, implementing a lot of EV changes a little bit quicker, let's say, than North America to an extent, arguably at the very least. They sell hardware, subscription software, and services. Something I really did speak about in my most recent video to do with Chargepoint right here, when they had just broken that, you know, pretty much only support left, and I've come back about it. We'll speak about that a little bit soon. But yes, that is the case, simply put. I found this one quite interesting personally. 76% of Fortune 50 use Chargepoint, my friends. I mean, that's a quite exciting statistic. And again, just to remind yourselves, they work commercial, fleet, and residential, okay? They are open to all markets. Anybody who has an electric vehicle, Chargepoint can help them. Chargepoint has a service for them. And here again, select customers participating in the new fueling network. I'm not going to read out all of these names, but it doesn't take long to see some absolutely huge ones, some FANG stocks in there. Pretty much everything you could think of, okay? And again, commercial, we have workplace and commercial properties, healthcare, hospitality and retail. You get the picture, it's everywhere. Their revenue diversity as well, I wanted to include this one just a little bit. Charging systems, subscriptions, and other, you can see that they're all pretty much going up and expected to continue going up. And by geography, North America is still where it's at. You can see the impacts of the Roni a little bit there. But Europe is growing steadily as well. Also, non-GAAP gross margin looking better and better, baby. When you look at these statistics, you look at the stock chart down here, you see that it's trading at $13.80 a share. It made very brief highs of $50, but for the majority of the time, it has traded kind of in the $20 to $25 region. So it is down absolutely hugely. It's at a $4.5 billion market cap. Expected to reach $378 million in revenue by 2023. Keep that in mind, guys. So do I think Chargepoint has room to go lower? Most certainly. I definitely do believe that it could well do, especially again, given the current climate. They have their earnings coming up very soon, okay? Very, very soon. Let's see what they have to say. They've already upped their guidance twice in the last year, maybe 9 months. But yes, if we can expect a good earnings here, we can definitely expect, some more positivity. And I think that we are seeing similar things from institutions. I want you to look at Vanguard Group, okay? Filed 31st of the 12th. Bought another 41%, increased their position 41% in the company. They hold over 19 million shares. BlackRock hold nearly 8 million. Again, a huge change in ownership. Citadel Advisors, near 2.5 million. And again, a huge change in ownerships. These guys have been buying it as it's been beat up, but they were even buying it up here in the 20s continually. So again, when you look at these kind of numbers, when you look at how fast Tesla, for example, is penetrating not the EV market, but the car market as a whole, when they account for nearly 10% of all electric vehicles on the road in new sales, it's pretty crazy, and it's showing you just how quickly this market really is growing, okay? And I highlighted this because I wanted to read this out. From the words of a bull, there's no question that Chargepoint is a high-risk investment, and you guys need to keep that in mind. There's absolutely no question, no doubt about that fact. It is high risk right now. It's not one to be made with a time horizon of only 5 years or so. One should enter with a 10 or even 20-year time frame. And again, when we look at charts such as this one, that reminds you why, because that's where the real growth really starts happening. And again, this is a relatively bullish scenario, so it's not guaranteed to happen, and there could be new, better competitors by then. That's because the amount of growth expected for the EV market will take that long to play out, and that is very, very much so true, okay? Right now, they are the leader among its peers. You can't really doubt that. You can't argue that fact. It doesn't mean they always will be. Oh, here it is. Chargepoint has increased its full year revenue guidance twice since September. That's what I was trying to say just a moment ago before I got really confused. But that's a very good sign, especially given their area, especially given the EV world, especially given all of the supply chain issues and inflation, etc., etc. It shouldn't affect them all that much, but it still will, of course. If we could get another guidance, another revenue guidance, another increase in that in the next earnings report, it's going to be a very, very positive sign for this company. Long-term investors should pay close attention to Chargepoint's performance, its guidance, and management commentary. And that's why I'm making this video now, because yes, that is true. Chargepoint's management has been adamant about growing market share and its top line, giving these performance indicators preferential treatment over positive cash flow or earnings. What does Wall Street like right now? They like EPS, okay? That's all they really care about right now. So that's not the way Chargepoint's management are looking at it. That's why I was warning earlier on in this video, it most certainly could come down lower. It most certainly could drop another 20-30%. Does it have to? No. Do I think you should wait that long before, contemplating opening the position? Obviously, you do you. Not in particular. Like with pretty much any company right now, I think DCA is the best bet because there's just so much uncertainty in the market. As long as things aren't at crazy valuations, as long as things, aren't near all-time highs that are in these high-risk sectors, I think DCA just is the answer. And one more thing, again, to be aware of, I don't just want to feed you guys with everything positive. The next big point worth watching is the company's growth in DC fast charging. Level 1 charging stations use the standard electric wall outlet found in the home. Level 2 charging runs at a higher voltage, okay? You've probably seen level 2 stations at the side of a street or a parking lot. Both level 1 and level 2 stations provide AC electricity that your EV converts into DC. DC fast charging takes it to a whole new level by converting AC to DC in the charging station itself and supplying DC power directly to the electric vehicle. So most people are going to speak to you about these level 2s. Chargepoint has the largest level 2 charging network in North America, but adding fast charging to its portfolio could give it a competitive advantage. Less than a year ago, DC fast charging made up just 2% of Chargepoint's total ports, and now it's over 7%, so keep that in mind again. So what am I looking for when these earnings do come out relatively soon? I want to see earnings, of course. I want to see if we beat, and I want to see if they get hammered to the ground by Wall Street, because if they do, again, I will buy. I bought a little bit back down here somewhere, and if I see it approaching that $11 mark again, I more than likely will pick up a little bit more. Keep in mind, when we're trading in these low teens, $1 or $2 makes a huge difference. It's not like Facebook where it barely moves it. This is 10, 15, 20% moves, and they can happen like that, especially if earnings don't go the way Wall Street want them to. But from what I'm seeing with institutions, what I'm seeing in the general EV market trends, what I'm seeing with Chargepoint's growth, I'm seeing that Chargepoint have stuck to what they said they're going to do from their investor presentation before they de-SPAC. And what I'm seeing from this company is they are performing as planned. It's not their fault that there was EV hype. It's not their fault that people made their company worth a lot more than it should have been. it is their fault that they are performing well. Again, guys, remember to invest in the company, not in the stock, not in the ticker symbol, baby. But anyway, guys, that's my update on Chargepoint. That's what I'm waiting for next. I really am waiting for these earnings. I am excited about this company, but again, guys, I really do plan on holding these guys for a very, very long time. And I think it's comparable to, I don't know, let's say even a Palantir, okay? A lot of people probably won't like me making this comparison. Palantir could either go to the ground, as it has been, and it may never come back up, or it's going to do extraordinarily well. I personally think it's going to do extraordinarily well. Same goes with Chargepoint. They could go all the way to the ground if things go catastrophically, if they can't remain competitive, if they stop progressing at the rates they are. But if they keep doing all of those things, which they should do, boom, we should, at some stage of life, make all-time highs again. But anyway, guys, if you watched this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It means the world to me. I'm really enjoying getting back to YouTube, and I'm really enjoying just making videos like this one. There's so much noise on YouTube right now, and I'm really not able for the drama. I'm just going to speak about companies, do what I've always done, and yeah, I'm trying to get back to that, baby. If you did enjoy, again, please hit that like button, drop me a comment, and subscribe if you're new around here. All of that helps me out so much, my friends. And again, if you would like that free money and to help your boy out, hit that link in the description, sign up, get yourself some free money, baby. Anyway, guys, I'll see you for another video very soon. Peace.